Have you ever been told to show, don't tell in your writing and thought, great advice, but what does that actually mean? Well, you're not alone. Today we're unpacking this classic nugget of wisdom and turning it into 6 actionable strategies to supercharge your storytelling. So, are you ready to level up your writing? Well then let's dive in. Okay, picture this. The haunted house was scary. Lisa was terrified as she walked inside. Suddenly, she wasn't scared anymore because she felt safe. That's not exactly spine-chilling, right? That's because we're being told what's happening, not being shown what's happening. So here's a new version. The floorboards creaked under Lisa's hesitant steps. Shadows danced on the peeling wallpaper as a cold breeze whispered through the shattered windows. Her heart hammered against her ribcage until her fingers brushed against a familiar locket in her pocket. Warmth spreading through her like a gentle flame. Do you see the difference? So why does showing make such a difference? Because it pulls readers into your world. It makes them feel the emotions, taste the flavors, hear the sounds. It's like virtual reality, but with words. But don't worry, you don't have to turn every sentence into a mini movie. Telling has its place too. Sometimes you just need to get your character from point A to point B without detailing every leaf on every tree along the way. But when it comes to the juicy bits, the emotions, the high stakes moments, that's where showing really shines. So now we know what showing is instead of telling, let's jump into 6 practical strategies to help you master the art of showing. The first is to use evidence to support your claims. Show through evidence. Instead of telling the reader what a character is like, let them see it through the actions and the dialogue. For example, don't say Jake was a genius. Instead, show Jake solving a complex problem with a paperclip and a rubber band, right? Think MacGyver. Author Chuck Palahniuk suggests banning thought verbs like knew or felt or believed, right? Instead, Emma knew she was lost. Try Emma glanced around at the unfamiliar street signs, her map fluttering uselessly in the wind. Let the reader piece together the puzzle. And again, Emma's actions here show that she is lost rather than telling that to the reader. Now, the second practical tip here is to replace the abstract with the concrete, right? Swap out abstract concepts for concrete images. Saying the city was daunting is telling. Showing instead would be skyscrapers loomed overhead, their glass facades reflecting a maze of bustling streets teeming with honking cars and hurried pedestrians. By painting this vivid picture, you transport your readers straight into your character's shoes, or in this case, their overwhelmed mind in a big city. Number 3 is to substitute vague descriptions with specific sensory details, right? So number 3 is get sensory. Engage all 5 senses to immerse your reader. Don't write the garden was beautiful. Instead, the sweet scent of roses mingled with fresh cut grass while sunlight dappled through the trees, casting playful shadows over blooming tulips. Now your readers can actually smell the roses, right? And feel the sunlight. Okay, let's play a quick game. I'll give you a telling sentence and you have to think of how to show it. So telling, she was nervous, right? Now, have you got your showing example? Maybe something like, her palms were slick with sweat and she fiddled with the hem of her shirt, avoiding his gaze. Great job. Number 4 is to avoid overusing body language cliches. So be cautious with body language is ultimately the point here in number 4. So yes, clenched fists can indicate anger, but overusing these can make it feel like a soap opera. So instead of he clenched his fists in anger, try exploring internal reactions or unique actions. A heat surged through him, but he forced a smile. Of course, he said, his voice tight as a drum, right? This adds depth and keeps your characters from feeling like they're just cardboard cutouts. Number 5, let the dialogue do the heavy lifting. So instead of telling us Mark was jealous of his brother, have Mark say something like, must be nice getting Dad's approval all the time, huh? Dialogue can reveal the emotion, the tension, the relationships, or without a single he felt insight. Last but not least, for number 6 is use your character's unique lens. An artist might notice the subtle hues of a sunset, while a scientist notes the angle of light refraction. For instance, instead of the lab was messy, show it through the character's eyes. Beakers overflowed with strange liquids, and scribbled notes were plastered haphazardly on every surface. To Dr. Reed, it was organized chaos. By filtering the world through your character, you add depth and you make your narrative voice sing. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. Evidence over claims. Show actions that reveal your character. Concrete over abstract. Paint vivid pictures with specific details. Sensory details. Engage sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, right? Avoid cliche body language, right? Find unique ways to express the emotions. Dialogue, let characters' words convey their feelings, and use characters' perspectives. Filter the world through their unique lens. Remember, writing is a balancing act. Telling isn't evil, that's not the point of this video. It's just about knowing when to tell and when to show. Think of it a bit like cooking. Sometimes you need to simmer flavors slowly, which is showing, and other times a quick seasoning does the trick, right? And that's telling. And hey, even the best chefs need recipes. So here's a quick tip. When you catch yourself writing she felt, he was, or they are, pause and ask, how can I show this instead? Let's do one more challenge. Take this sentence. The concert was loud. Now transform it by showing. So it might be something like this. Bass thumped through the floorboards and the crowd's cheers drowned out her thoughts. Feel the difference? By the way, don't stress over getting it perfect in the first draft. Even Hemingway said, the first draft of anything is garbage. Okay, maybe not garbage, but it's definitely a starting point. Speaking of Ernest Hemingway, check out this video on screen now where I reveal Ernest Hemingway's greatest writing exercise and how you can use it to improve your writing.